Where does the switch come from? The overdrive. It is the thing that allows you to go the extra distance, to dig a little deeper, to push a little harder. It takes both emotion and logic to reach your maximum potential, to really give everything you have, to go beyond your limits. Because emotion and logic will both reach their limitations. And when one fails, you need to rely on the other. When it just doesn't make any logical sense to go on, that's when you use your emotion, your anger, your frustration, your fear to push further, to push you to say one thing: I don't stop. When your feelings are screaming that you have had enough, when you think you are going to break emotionally, override that emotion with concrete logic and willpower that says one thing: I don't stop. Fight weak emotions with the power of logic. Fight the weakness of logic with the power of emotion. And in the balance of those two, you will find the strength to say to yourself, I don't stop.
Everybody wants the prize, but nobody loves the process. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion. Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to do it. I love the process. I love the thought of working for what I want. And I firmly believe you're never supposed to wish for it more than you're willing to work for it. Your expectations never supposed to exceed your effort. But a lot of people, they wish, and they're not willing to work. And the great thing about life has a funny way of testing all of us and seeing how bad we really want what it is that we say we want. When you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. That's why cats can give up so easy. They ain't got nothing invested. But when a cat work for something, like when a cat been sacrificed for something, well, you gonna have a cold day in hell before you take it from them.
You can't be good and be a legend. You can't be great, really, and be a legend. You gotta be phenomenal. I want you to push for legend. It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game. You think you become a champion on the field? You don't. You become a champion when ain't nobody watching you. You're doing your own drills and your own way. You're doing what coach tell you to do, and you're doing your own stuff.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and blessing to you sincere brothers, man. Few real men is still left out there. And it's all about enduring. You know, it's all about enduring, having a mindset to suffer. You know, we live in a world where people say, why me and not try me? You know, we live in a world full of fucking excuses and not enough answers. We live in a world where everybody's in the pity me spirit and not everybody's in the leadership spirit. You gotta understand that this truth requires you to be a man. And in this truth, it's not gonna be a walk in the park. You're gonna suffer. And that's what you signed up for. There ain't no excuses. You know exactly what the fuck you signed up for when you came into this truth. The Lord said, many of the prophets take for an example that they suffered affliction. But the reason why they were able to get through that affliction was not because it was because of them, but it was the root that they had in Yahushua. See, when you look at a tree, like one of the tallest trees, I believe, is stationed in the United States. Well, the first thing that people see is they only see a tree. They see how big it is and the leaves and all that good stuff. But they don't really question, why is the tree so big and why is it so flourishing? Well, it's because it's of the roots. The roots make the tree, not the tree the roots. So you got to understand that in this truth, it's not about how you look in the eyes of men. It's about your roots in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because when things come up and when things happen, persecution, being afflicted, being hated, well, what the fuck are you gonna do in that situation? Your roots in the Lord is gonna get you through that situation. You gotta understand that this thing is all spiritually, and it's all mentally. And we see more and more in these last days, the spiritual demon Satan is trying to sift you out by any way he can. If you have any cracks in your armor, if you have things going on in your life that you haven't put off, because the scriptures say you cannot be the Lord's disciple if you don't put off everything that's in your life. The spiritual demon Satan can use that, and he can use that to fucking kick your ass out this truth. But the trees, I want to go back to the trees. The roots is what make the trees. All right. Another thing with the icebergs in Antarctica, people look at the upper parts of the iceberg. They really don't look at the down parts and how big it is. You got to understand that there are certain men that are established on this earth that have a relationship with their Heavenly Father. And no matter what men do or what circumstances they go through, these men cannot be moved. Now, are you those men? Or are you the guy that makes excuses according to his own will? Are you the guy that just gives up when things come up? Are you that wicked servant that the Lord said he's going to destroy? Because you use the Lord's talents and you didn't benefit, you didn't prosper it, but you want to hit it in the earth, you wicked, slothful servant? Or you the guy that the Lord's going to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant? Because that's what the Lord is looking for. Because at the end of the day, this truth is not for everybody, man. Everybody can teach the truth, but the truth is not for everybody. You see, this truth is not in everybody. It's on a lot of guys. But which guy are you? You know, I was watching the brother's video. He was going into, even the left side has power. But the thing about the left side is their power is limited. You see what I'm saying? When the brother brought out the precept on Moses and when they were pretty much casting down the rods and their rod turned into a snake. And even the Egyptians' rod, they turned into a snake. Well, the Lord allowed Moses to be a god in front of Pharaoh. And the Lord's power is innumerable. And the wicked's power is only small. This is why a lot of guys, their mouths are being shut in these last days and they're coming to an end. Because the pleasures of sin is only for a season. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about your roots, man. It's all about your roots in this truth. And that's what's going to get you through these times and constantly building up your faith, that repetition. You know, the things that matter the most is not when you're on camera, but when you're off camera. What are you really doing? Are you really pleasing the Heavenly Father? Or this is an act for a lot of you guys? See, this is why the Lord is going to destroy. He's going to kill a lot of guys teaching His word because they're not sincere. This is not their foundation. Their foundation is their channels and the way that they're seen and perceived in the eyes of men, or how they can be exalted. No, the true ones of the Lord, they don't give a fuck about all that. As long as they're doing what the Lord said to do, that's what makes these men happen. James chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest you be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take, my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, afflictions, and of patience. So it says, take the name of the prophets who suffered affliction. So these afflictions are going to come in the way of man hating you for no fucking reason. Man just have an evil eye. You see, men don't have what you got, so they're gonna hate you. Men are not gonna highly esteem you, which is, you're not supposed to be looking for that. The most important things in this truth is having the Lord highly esteem you. That's the most important things. And having your roots grounded in the Lord. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. You have heard the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. So the Lord, He's very pitiful. He's not going to do away with the righteous, but the sacrifices of the wicked, that's an abomination. It don't matter how much they do or how much they're exalted. You see, that's what guys are all in the fucked up spirit. But the thing is, by you having those roots in the Lord, that's what's going to get you through these times, man. You see, by you having those roots, because it's not about the outside. We live in a world where on the outside, everything looks like gold, but in the inside, it's fool's gold. This whole world is foolish, and this whole world is fake, man. It's phony. You see? But the Lord sent back true men that were going to be real authentic, that were not going to be faking this thing, that were going to be serious about the Lord's business. All right? It says, you have heard of the patience of Job, and you have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy, right? So the Lord's going to have mercy upon his elect, you see. But in order for you to get through these times and get through all these hardships, you have to have your roots in the Lord, man. All right. This is Luke chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, and now also the axe is laid unto the root of every tree. Matter of fact, let me get that word for root. I just want to see what it says, man. Because it's not about the actual tree. It's about what, the roots of that tree that is established. That's what really matters, man. So when you go into the word roots,
Strong's G 4491 Ritza.
and nobody can really see the roots. See, the things that you can see is the most important things that matter. Nobody can see diligence. Nobody can see patience. Nobody can see faith. But those are the things that matter. Those are the things that are gonna get you through these times. Everybody can see the subscribers and the likes and all that bullshit, and that shit don't even matter. It don't even matter. My accent had to kick in. That crap don't even matter, man. So the word for roots, it says, that which has root springs from a root. It says the offspring to progeny. It says the roots. All right. So going back. So this is Luke 3 and 9. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of every tree, that tree being you. Every tree therefore which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. So if you're not bringing forth good fruit, you're going to get hewn down. And that's exactly what we see happening. All right. The wicked are being hewn down. Because you can't just bring forth low-hanging fruit. And that's what we see a lot of guys happening. Because the fruit is no more ripe. Their roots has become bitter. Their roots have dried up. As the Lord cursed that tree, they can no longer bear fruits made for repentance. They're bearing cursed fruit. And whosoever eats of that fruit, they're fucking cursed as well. You see? Because everything comes with a vibration, and everything comes with a spirit, man. So it said, and the people asked him, saying, what shall we do then? He answered and said unto them, he that has 2 coats, let him impart to him that has none. And he that has meat, let him do likewise. Then came also the publicans to be baptized, and said unto him, Master, what shall we do? And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed you. You see that, man? So it's all about your roots, man. It's all about the roots. Because people look at the carnal things, and then people just go off on the carnal thing. They don't understand that the things that cannot be seen is the things that matter. And that's what's going to get you through this time. Building up your faith. Building up your relationship with the Lord. You see? Building up the gift that you were given. Because everybody was given a certain gift in this ministry. Now, some brothers have more gifts than others. Other brothers have less gifts. It's about building up your gift. This thing ain't a competition, man. You see, trying to see who... No, you can't be worried about that. See, I'm not worried about what the next man does, because I understand that I have a certain particular gift that I have to use. You see? Just like that movie Taken, he said, I have a particular set of gifts. I know who you are, and I'm going to find you. I'm just an inside joke. But the true warriors have particular gifts that they use. Now, the scriptures say that if you run in this race, only one rings off. So run that you may achieve. So we are running, and everything that we do hits a mark. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about the roots that you're establishing with the Lord, man. It's all about building up yourself, building up your mental capacity with the Lord, building up your spirit with the Lord, man, building up your fear in the Lord. That's what's gonna get you through these times. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians 3 and 3. It says that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for ye yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. For verily when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulations, even as it came to pass, and ye know. For this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and our labor be in vain. So some guys in this truth, They gonna fall off. You're gonna bring some fruit in this truth. Some guys are gonna end up being demons. Some guys are gonna end up going back into the world. Some guys are gonna give up the faith. You see, but you have to fucking keep moving on. Cause this thing is about you and your relationship with the Lord, man. You see? You can't be in that monkey see, monkey do mentality like a lot of guys. That's what this world is. You see, but you gotta be strong enough to continue. No matter what the circumstances are, man. No matter how much is in your path. Don't have the mind to say, why me? Say fucking try me. Alright? It says, therefore, brethren, we were comforted over you in all our afflictions and distress by your faith. For now we live if you stand fast in the Lord. That's right. And that's what the Apostle Paul told the church of Thessalonica. You see? Because he was worried that here it is that he wanted to set them up, and then they just gave up the faith. They went back into the world. That would have been time wasted, man. This is why the scriptures say, go to those that are in the same like mind, those that are able to teach others also. So we do this thing for you sincere brothers to build up your faith, man. You see, and all these things that are coming on the earth is only for the wicked. But for the righteous, man, the insides of our heart is continually gladness. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 10. It says, for therefore we both labor and suffer reproach, because we trust in the living power, who is the Savior of all men, especially of those that believe. These things teach, these things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. And this is an everyday walk. You see, there ain't no time where we take breaks. Oh, we don't feel like doing it. No, fuck all that. If you don't feel like doing it, this truth ain't for you, man. You see, the Lord's not dealing with cowards. The Lord's not dealing with guys that have the half heart in this truth. The Lord is dealing with the wholehearted, man. It says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear unto all. And it's going to show when you do the videos, when you do the work, it's going to show if you're truly all the way holy. And brothers that are in the spirit, they can see. And they can see if you're faking this thing as well, man. That's why this thing, you can be in the camp and still be fucking wicked. All right? Now, I don't want to get off topic, but when you go into that word holy, it says pre-position, position, place, time, or state, medially or constructively. It says all together, before, inwardly. It says outwardly, speedily, substantially. Right? He saw how all these technical science so-called words, man. But it said, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may profit before all. So when you give yourself wholly before the Heavenly Father, and when situations happen and things get brought up, and fucking the spiritual demon Satan comes to try to test you, well, guess what? You're gonna fly with passing colors. You're gonna pass for flying colors, man. Why? Because you give yourself wholly. Your roots are established upon that rock, and there's no other foundation whereby we may be saved. This is Matthew's chapter 7 and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rains descended, that rain being the trials and the tribulation, Jacob's trouble, Esau coming in with great wrath, you see. And the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that hears these things of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, right? And we're in the time of the foolish virgins and the wise virgins. Only a few men are the wise. A lot of guys have lost the oil. That's why they're trying to sneak on these pages and watch the videos. Well, go and buy it for yourself, because the majority of you dudes, you're scoffing and mocking when the Lord is speaking to a certain man. So now when these times that we're in, we don't want a lot of guys around us. You see what I'm saying? It's all about those that believe. The few brothers that we have, you know, we teach these videos We do these videos to help others grow. But for the rest of you dudes, man, go and buy it for yourself. Alright? It says, and doest them not. And even when we do these videos, men are gonna learn anyways. Even you guys that hate us, you're still gonna get edified. But it says, it shall be a likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. Alright? That sand representing your clout, your channel. You see, another foundation other than Yahushua. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. So it's gonna be great when a lot of these fucking proud dudes be taken off that high horse. And once they fall, they're not gonna rise back up, man. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is gonna bring a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity. But the roots you're building in the Lord, your faith, patience, you know, your mind to endure, that's what's gonna get you through these times. It's not the tree that makes the roots, but the roots that make the tree, man. With that, it's gonna be on to the next one. Hey, Shalom.